Hey there, this is Haile. I'm here today with an audio of a three-part short story that I wrote titled They Told Me. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Here we go. I'm a wanderer with a lost soul, flirting with the likes of the devil himself and the ever so heavenly angels. I did not used to be as grand as I am today. I had a life like any of you. I wake up, I go to school, I learn, I roam around with my so called companions, I eat, I sleep. The end. That was until the first moment I saw them. Them with their top dollar denim jackets, their fashionable brand accessories, and their customized gadgets. I wanted to see myself among their circle. I wanted to be them. I wanted to be as happy as them. I admit I didn't know what happiness was, but it looked like they were full of it. So then came the transition. How did I break into their circle? Simple. I looked for the tiny crack in the solid wall that they thought protected them. I was Dara, the lovely Dara. I did not fancy her. Not that she would fancy me either. However, in order to gain her trust, I needed to know information for the intended and the exploit. Dara lived in the outskirts of the suburban area of town. She lived next to Mrs. I'm Too Good for Others, and I concluded that's probably why she ended up like them. She seemed different. That by I mean, sympathy was not going to deter me from my goal. So I went on to study her. Easy to crack, actually. She has two sisters and one brother. She lives with her grandparents as her mother had passed away during labor and her father had passed away the previous year. Just a simple browse through public records and some information. And I was on my way. From a few weeks of observations of her habits, daily conversations online and upfront, she showed signs of awkwardness and isolation whenever subjected to a topic related to and involving parents. Moreover, she had this habit of biting her upper lip and scratching her nails together, which seemed quite stranger than other typical insecure tells. Yet, what mattered is that I found one issue that made her tick, and the easiest one, the simplest one, the death of her father. Death is a silly thing, if you ask me. All this fuss made about eternal life doesn't really make much sense. I mean, you have a life now, live it out. Then, as all things start to end, as your corpse is slowly decaying and the microbes devour you to get their daily dosage, then your spirit or whatnot can worry about that. So, just live your life. Anyway, lovely Dara did not think that, didn't she? She had a history of Googling about life after death, resurrections, spirit whisperers, psychics, and all that sorts of nonsense. This happened a few months after her father's death. So I got to what I do best. I started coding for a website with the elusive name, The Exile of Pota, The Wanderer Beyond the Grave. As I had to make sure this to be done subtly and online, I kept the anonymity of the exile of Pota, the person, in a way which I put a backstory behind it. Pota is a league of supernatural beings funded by the government, and this exile got excommunicated because he wanted to use his powers for good and not for the government shenanigans. Sounds good, right? And she was too gullible not to think through it. So, step one, make up fake articles on fake conspiracy sites about Pota and their secrets. This helped make the background of the exile concrete and anonymous as well. As he was running away and hiding from the government, he had to keep his interactions online and through secure networks. Step two, place vague advertisements on the pages she was visiting for communication with her father so that like she would get curious and visit one of the pages. It did not take long for her to visit one of the placed advertisements. With the right enticing language, she installed a secure browser and loaded The Exile of Pota, The Wanderer Beyond the Grave. Thank you guys for listening. If you liked it and if you have any comments, please comment in the section below. Any suggestions you would want me to write about, any stories, any inspirations, I'd really like to hear from you guys. Thank you again. See you next time for part 2.